We are at Surfaces. Of course, this isn't Surfaces anymore. It's Tice.
It's Tice.
We're at Tice, which I think was an excellent move. We're at Tice 2015. We're in Las Vegas. I'm with John Wu from Novalis. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you doing, David?
Okay. What's your take on this show so far? It's been open for half an hour. I'm sure you have a heck of a,
I walk a little bit, and so far it looks pretty busy. So I'm excited about it. So.
Tell us about Novalis and the year that you had in 2014.
Yeah, Novalis is actually one of the first LVT manufacturers in China, and we're producing in China for 30 years now. So we are definitely one of the early pioneers in the industry. Today we rank about top 5 in terms of production capacity worldwide. 25 years has been a great year. 2014 has been a great year, and 2015 we're looking at to grow maybe 15 to 20%. Yeah, so we are lucky to be in the LVT industry.
What's the competitive situation, and what are your expectations? A lot of people coming into the ball game, a lot of people here in the U.S.
Yeah.
How's that going to shape up?
A lot of true producers are really still limited. We rank ourselves as top 5 in the industry. Of course, with the up and coming capacity that's coming online in U.S., there will be stronger players as well. But as always, people have to innovate. You have to provide differentiated products. So we think we're in a well position to compete in the markets. The smaller players who joined the industry in the last little while try to become LVT players. They will probably, you see some consolidation, some drop out of those. Yeah.
So do you suspect that we're going to see a wide variety of LVT as we go forward, just because of the reasons you mentioned?
Absolutely, yeah. China has always been in the innovation fronts for LVT together with Korea. Now with US players, European players, it's going to bring a lot of really differentiation in LVT. Some may not be the traditional LVT, some may be some sort of hybrid. I've seen some exciting stuff going on in Europe, so we are working on some exciting stuff. So there's going to be a lot of hybrid type of LVT, some closer to laminate and hardwood, some closer to vinyl and cushion vinyl, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that coming up in the next couple of years.
What are your expectations from the retailers? I'm sure they're getting a lot of people knocking on their door. Hey, mine's the best. This has got, these particular attributes. That's got to be getting a lot more complicated.
It is, yeah. So really, choose your suppliers wisely. Make sure you have supplier has support in US to support it. Even though we are manufacturers in China, we have a team in US that helps support our business. And really look at the credentials of the company, how long they've been in business, whether they are accredited to be a producer, whether they are a real producer or they are only a converter. Yeah.
Is that a question that most retailers ask of your distributors and of you, how long you've been around, and cool questions like that?
Yeah, they do. They want to find out a little bit about history. We are still a family business, and so we are, kind of closer to the American culture than most other factories. So, yeah.
Pricing. Again, a lot of players. We saw what happened in the laminate business. What are your expectations? And I guess that's a really good guess. Nobody seems to know, but what are your thoughts?
Nobody seems to know. We've seen it maybe a little bit price erosion in the lower end, but on the mid to high end products where we play significantly, there hasn't really been price erosion. Again, is bringing a differentiated product into the market that really keep us on the higher end of the pricing scheme. And we think we can continue playing that field. And with the U.S. manufacturers start producing locally, we think that we still maintain a good price point. So, in fact, that is a positive for the overall business.
Yeah. What are there, 5 plants going up here in the U.S.?
With the news from last week, it's only 4 so far.
Yeah, that's right. I guess we've had. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way.
So there's one fewer plants coming online very soon. So
I see.
Yeah.
But it does make for an interesting ball game, and I suspect it makes a lot of guys in your position stay up late at night.
Yes, yeah. Again, I think we are really well positioned to compete. We like to look at ourselves as not a Chinese LVT manufacturer, but an international manufacturer with an LVT manufacturing in China. Even though today, I'm manufacturing in China, it doesn't mean that tomorrow I won't be bringing our plants into the U.S. either.
Well, that was my next question. Is that something that would be a possibility down the road someplace?
Absolutely. I think it is. It really depends on the labor rate situation in China and the labor rate situation in U.S. Exchange rate clearly plays a big factor in U.S. And so, unlike many European manufacturers who ultimately have production in U.S., you're going to see more and more of that for Chinese and Asian manufacturers.
So would it be fair to say with every passing year, it looks a little bit more attractive?
It looks a little bit more attractive. Again, the category has to grow. There's a lot of capacity coming online already. So as long as the LVT still sells more, and clearly is not within the beyond belief that we will be doing this as well.
So it seems to me, just as an observer of the industry over time, that there's never been a phenomenon quite like this, and this is globally.
This is globally, yeah. So the closest it was laminate, but laminate went down the route of competing on prices very soon. LVT seems to have a lot of innovation still in it, and so it's exciting. So I think LVT will continue to grow, and it's forecasting double-digit growth in the next 5 years from some industry report as well.
What are some of the new products that you're showing retailers?
This year we are bringing in a larger format. We're bringing a 9-inch by 16-inch plank, click together and glue down, as well as a loose lathe. We're also bringing in a 18 by 36 size, which is a very popular size now in Europe, for also glue down and loose lathe. In addition, we are also creating a multi-width plank. So it's a 5-inch, 6-inch, 7-inch, all packaged in the same box. So now the retailer will have a very differentiated product to offer to the consumer.
When a consumer walks into a typical retail store, do you think they ask for LVT or they're first introduced to it once they walk into the store?
I think today is still mostly being introduced to it. They don't know quite what LVT is yet. But I think that would change. That would change within the next 2 years. The excitement and the manufacturer keep pushing it to the retailers. It's going to help the retailer push it to the consumer, and they will be educated.
Now, you've got some interesting products that you're talking about. What are your expectations for 2015?
We're looking at 15 to 20% growth globally for us, and U.S. will actually exceed that. So
that's pretty healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy. Yeah. So we hope to continue grow.
We are at Surfaces 2015. This is Talk Floor TV. Very much for talking with us. I appreciate it. We've been talking with John.